I'm gonna be brutally honest. I never thought that the day would come where the R5 Mark II would come out. It felt like forever. The R5, the original R5 right here. This camera has been through the ringer for me and it's done so good, and I'm still gonna keep it. It'll be my second camera for a little bit, and I'm really excited about the R5 too, but don't let that fool you. The R5 is still one of the best cameras you can get on the market today, especially for me as a hybrid photographer and videographer. I've never found a more seamless setup than the Canon R5. For example, when I'm taking photos, I simply just press record, just like that, photo, press record. Instantly, I'm getting 120 FPS, 4K in Canon C-Log3, and we are just good to go. It's a incredibly seamless setup. If I want to switch to 8K, I simply just press manual function. I'm in video mode, and whatever settings I chose previously are what will be there, and we are good to go. So I'm hoping we can set up the R5 Mark II a similar way. This R5 is still so good. So if you're on the edge of upgrading and you're kind of waiting for some reviews, well, go ahead and wait. You're not going to be losing out because your R5 is inferior now. This is still gonna be a great camera. So with that said, let's get this camera put to the side, and we are going to do a quick unboxing of the R5 II, and then we'll do some comparison when we're just looking at the side-by-side of the R5 and the R5 II. So here we just have some warranty, some instruction manuals. We'll throw them to the side. First thing here is the new battery. And I don't think people really care about an unboxing video, to be honest with you. So the new battery, you're gonna need this if you wanna do 8K 60, I think maybe any 8K. I know 8K 60, pre-capture, and some other things. So I pre-ordered a few extra batteries as well, but they haven't gotten here yet. But that's okay. Oh, Canon! I'm vlogging on your new R5 Mark II, and I'm charging the new battery, and it's gonna make me go on a rant because I plugged in an old battery because I'm still waiting for the new batteries to show up. And we have a big issue here. The old batteries can't do anything, basically. If you want to shoot video, well, you're limited to 30 FPS. Whether you're shooting in 4K, 2K, or 1080, you still only get 30 FPS regardless. It's an absolute joke. I tried setting up my settings with the old battery. I was like, this is weird. I can't use 4K 120 with the old battery that works with the R5 original version, and that shoots 4K 120 with that battery. It's just actually unacceptable. I can understand needing the new battery for new features like 8K 60, even 8K, or the pre-recording. I don't really get the pre-recording one. I don't know why you need a new battery for that, but I get it. Okay, sure. But old features, especially basic things like 4K 24, 4K 60, and 4K 120 don't work with the new batteries. This needs to be addressed in a firmware upgrade like stat. Unacceptable, unacceptable. For the people that just bought, let's say they just bought 10 new batteries with the LP-E6NH, they're like, okay, that should work. I don't really need a 8K 60 and I don't really need pre-recording, so I'll just have the old batteries in stock. I don't even know what, I'm so disappointed right now. Every time I get a new Canon camera, something is taken away. Like when I upgraded from the 6D Mark II to the new Canon R, when that came out, their first mirrorless camera, there was no interval mode. Like, how did one camera have it and the new one didn't? I'm just gonna stop the rant there. Let me know if there's anything you guys want addressed in a firmware upgrade with this R5 Mark II. I wouldn't buy the camera. If you're thinking about it, I wouldn't buy the camera until they upgrade this. This just needs to be, wow. And here's their new charger. Actually, it's the same charger, it looks like. I have 100 of them all over the place. Anyway, R5 strap, I'm not gonna need that. I have my own custom strap that I prefer. Let's see here. This is the USB-C cable. I can never have enough of those. This looks like the cable management piece. So there's that. This is great if you're shooting with an external microphone and you need to plug it in, or an HDMI cable you need to plug in, because biggest downfall of the R5, this stupid micro HDMI port. I had to buy like 3 new microphones, or 3 new HDMI ports, because of the micro HDMI. It's so flimsy and whatnot. So that's everything in here besides the camera. Let's just put this gently over here, and let's take a quick look at the brand new Canon R5 Mark II. Very first thing that jumps out at me, this viewfinder is absolutely massive compared to the R5 viewfinder. I did have one big issue with the R5 viewfinder. On wet, foggy days, no matter what I do, the viewfinder would fog up, and I can still kind of see what I'm shooting, but it wouldn't be clear. I don't know if it was a weather sealing issue / leak in my camera in particular, or if it was a Canon R5 issue altogether. When we face these cameras, this is on an angle because it's got a tripod plate there, but whatever. When we face these cameras front and back, I think they look almost identical, really. Looks like maybe a little bit of a texture difference. Nearly identical up front. When we look top down, this is where the big changes happen. The on and off button switch has moved over here. Where the on and off button switch was is now a video to photo switch. I'm a little torn on how I feel about that being on the left side now, but I think it's something we'll get used to. I know when I tried the R5 or the R6 II and the R7, it took me a little bit to get used to it. I didn't hate it, but when I'm using a longer lens, I am like this, and then I gotta let go of the lens to switch this. Whereas in the R5, I could just press manual function and I'm in video mode, or like I said, if I was in photo mode, I could just press record, I'm getting 4K. So I'm still really hoping I could set up the R5 Mark II very similar to the R5. Subscribe to the channel. That'll be my next video, complete setup guide on how I set up the buttons and everything, because I really found a way for Canon cameras to work seamless for photographers and videographers, and just not having to go through any menus to switch video mode, especially when something really beautiful is happening in nature or in your life. It just is an absolute game changer. I'm looking and I see that obviously it's got this new cover because it's got the multifunctional hot shoe. I was just looking at microphones for that. They only have one, and the Canon, it's like the E1D or something like that. And I was watching a review and it sounds horrible. Like, I hope Canon or other companies can make some wireless microphones that go on the hot shoe. Now, I don't want to break this. Let's get this off here. I'm curious to know what you guys think about the R5 Mark II. Did you get it yet? Are you going to get it? Are you going to hold off? I think if you're a landscape photographer and you're not shooting much action or even like super high res video that you don't really care about, if it's just for fun, the R5 is still a great camera, and I don't think it's necessary to upgrade to the Mark II. I'm excited to try the new pre-capture mode. I'm going to do a full 8K 60 Kodiak Bear video for you guys, and that'll be hopefully released in about a month or month and a half. And I can't wait to test that out, maybe starting tonight. Like I said, next video is going to be the full setup guide on how I set everything up. And I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And like I said, this camera has gotten me all of this.